At pick number 43 in the second round, the 49ers have selected a massive defensive tackle out of Texas. Alfred Collins, 6'6", 332 pounds. It is not hard to see what the 49ers are doing in their war room just a couple hundred yards away from here. They are loading up on the defensive line, and they are making sure that the run defense, which was abominable last year, number 29 in EPA, they're making sure that is shored up. Collins played for a really, really good football team at Texas. That's Kyle Shanahan's alma mater. Shanahan has a good relationship with Coach Steve Sarkisian. This is a guy with 35-inch arms. We were just talking about Mikael Williams' arm length yesterday. 34.3 inches. That's really long. And you need those long arms at the edge rushing position because you're probably going to be working against some tackles. Well, Alfred Collins, they're looking at him obviously as a defensive tackle at 332 pounds. For perspective, he's about 65 pounds heavier than Mikael Williams, who's not a small guy. He's going to be working against the inside. He filled the A gap. He filled the B gap for Texas, and that's going to be a problem, those 35-inch arms against guards and against centers. I think there's still meat on the bone with this player. Bobby Burton does a great job covering Texas football. He's got a cool YouTube channel. You should go check it out, On 3 Texas Football. And I'm texting with Bobby Burton, and this is what Bobby told me about Alfred Collins. Really good player, really similar to Chris Jones, in my opinion, when he came out. In my opinion. Long arms, like I said, 35 inches, big chest, and can get after the quarterback. You put on some of the tape here of Alfred Collins. He's got a nice burst getting after the quarterback. I don't think he ran a 40 at the combine or at his pro day, but he definitely has some long strides, and with those big limbs, you could tell he could cover some ground very quickly. 49ers like their athletic defensive tackles for the wide nine. Still getting better, Bobby says, because he was injured some as a freshman and as a sophomore. Dane Brugler in The Beast had a really good statistical nugget for Alfred Collins. His tackle to missed tackle ratio is really good, 55-2. So for every 55 tackles, only 2 missed tackles for Alfred Collins. Now, don't expect this guy to be a huge pass rusher, at least initially. I think the 49ers will hope to develop that out of him. When you look at the 35-inch arms, the first thing I could think about is Chris Kocurek salivating in that regard. But it's just the sheer size and the need for somebody to play at that one technique position, to be able to fill the A gap. And, he filled both the A gap and the B gap for Texas last year. So again, this was a versatile player who the 49ers are going to count on probably to play in more than one spot on that inside, especially if they're running some creative fronts and they're doing some shuffling with Mikael Williams, who's obviously going to be at that edge spot, and then he's going to move inside. Same thing with Yetur Gross-Matos in pass rushing situations. But when you pick a defensive tackle at number 43, you hope that he can become a 3-down player for you, that he can pass rush and also deliver against the run, as the 49ers so badly need. Do you guys remember when I talked about the Rams formula to begin this offseason? It was 2 defensive linemen taken with their first 2 picks last offseason. They needed to renovate the defensive line. So between Jared Verse and Braden Fisk, 2 guys from the same school, the Rams made a pair of bold selections at the top of the draft, and it really paid off for the Rams. Well, now you could look at what the 49ers are doing, and it was very clear that they cleared some space when they released Malik Collins, when they released Leonard Floyd. Some, solid veterans, but nothing special between those 2 players. They're on the wrong side of 30. The 49ers wanted to make room for the rookies. They were obviously going to pour this draft capital into the defensive line, and they have acted exactly as promised. They have followed that Rams formula. They've gone after Mikael Williams. They've gone after Alfred Collins. There are worse places to go than playoff qualifying SEC defensive lines to build some talent. And in that way, I think the 49ers have also emulated the Eagles formula, right? The Eagles said, okay, we're just going to go to the University of Georgia, pick up Jalen Carter, pick up Nolan Smith. Worked out for them. The 49ers, well, they went to Georgia for Mikael Williams, who we met today, and now they have gone to Texas for Alfred Collins. He dealt with a minor calf injury that sidelined him at his pro day, but he is expected to be ready for rookie minicamp after the draft. Additionally, he has been dealing with a foot injury, which had him in a walking boot during his pro day. He is projected to be a second-round draft pick, and some believe he could become the top interior defensive lineman in his rookie class. So there's obviously potential here, and when you look at the size, I think it's obvious that there's big-time potential here. I mean, this is 6'6", 332 pounds, good tackler, rangy player, big program. 49ers reconstruction, renovation of that defensive front is in full force. They may not be done yet.
And it's just a mentality, you know what I'm saying, that's been instilled, and that's just how I go about my business.
Did you have an idea that the 49ers were interested in you throughout the whole process?
I mean, they were saying just, having some young people come in and contribute is big for them. And, I mean, I didn't know. I didn't.
Alfred, not much time has passed since your name was called. What was that moment like for you?
We have a video of Peter. That's good.
Yeah, man, it was, I don't know. That was amazing. Amazing feeling, You'll get the opportunity to play again, win some more games, man. It was amazing being with all my family, man. Everybody helped me on the way. It was fantastic, man. I don't even have words.
What kind of interaction did you have with the 49ers in the run-up to the draft?
Just getting to know me as a person. Because, they see the play on the field. They just wanted to see what they're bringing in the locker room, so that's really it.
Was this a place that you had kind of eyeballed, thought that this was a legitimate possibility for you?
Well, I was open to wherever, man. They taking a chance on me. It's not going to be a mistake. So, I'm just blessed, man.
You said they want to see what you bring to the locker room. What do you bring to the locker room?
What I bring to the locker room is a competitive mindset. I'm ready to learn from those that have done it before me. I'm ready to come in and do whatever I can to win games. And, I'm going to be a good teammate to my teammates.
Have you met Chris Kasarik before? Did you meet him during this process or talk to him?
Yeah, I met him at the Combine, and we had some Zooms and FaceTime, so yeah.
What is your first assessment of his personality?
I like him, man. He's a personable guy and intense, about his business, and, the bar is set high, so.
Did you talk to Trent Brown about the 49ers and what's been his involvement in the draft process?
I haven't really talked to him today, but he just said, this is a job. You got to work, man. Set yourself apart. That's really the main gist of what he was saying. Just work, man. That's all you can do.
What's the mindset and physical traits you need to stop the run?
Just great pad level, elite hands, great feet, play recognition to know what block is coming to you, and then just getting off of blocks, doing your job at a high level.
You really showed your durability at Texas. How much was that emphasized in your conversations with teams throughout the process?
I feel it's grown more value. I could play any position on the defensive line at a high level. So, that's really what this talk was about.
Fred Warner actually earlier this week said that he was excited to get a lot of younger guys on the defense, that it would bring back like a grittiness or some type of grit to the defensive side of the ball. Did that make you feel a little bit more comfortable knowing somebody like Fred Warner, such a leader on this team, is excited to have some younger guys play?
Almost deaf. I know we're gonna come in. He's gonna be honest. The bar set high, like I said, and I'm ready. I'm ready to work, man. So.
Have you talked much with Robert Saleh? And if so, what have those conversations been like?
They've been good. Everything's really been on the same lines of just coming in, helping us win games, learning, being coachable, all the above. So, yeah.
What was the sort of the upside to spending so much time in the SEC program, getting the amount of development you did there, to be able to kind of step into this position where, a lot's going to be expected of young guys on this defense?
I would say just the week to week, going against the best of the best, and then also just the work the work that the work that had to be put in to be good. You know what I mean? Because you can't not put in work and then go play Georgia or Arkansas. You know what I mean? So I mean, I feel like I got a little glimpse of what it can be like in the NFL, or what it is going to be like in the NFL.
Have you met Michael Williams, the first pick?
No, sir.
You're familiar with him from the SEC, though?
No, sir.
Anybody you're excited to talk to, pick their brain a bit once you get here to the Bay Area on the team?
What's the linebacker saying? He's really good.
Fred Warner?
Yes. I love how he carries himself. I love how he plays. And then just all the older guys, you know, I just want to, it don't matter what, I'm going to ask. I'm trying to be in this league for a long time, and, you know, they've done it before me. They've been in my shoes, so you know, I'm picking their brain for sure.
Alfred, you missed just one game in college, is that right?
You talking about this last season?
Just in your career, or no?
I missed, probably like three or four.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Did you have to play through a lot of stuff? I mean, you play a violent position. Is there stuff you just have to go through playing defensive tackle?
Well, for sure. I'm never 100%. And it's just a mentality, you know what I'm saying? That's been instilled, and that's just how I go about my business.
Did you have an idea that the 49ers were interested in you throughout the whole process?
They were saying just, you know, having some young people come in and contribute is big for them, and I didn't know. I didn't.